go to a state-approved liquor dispenser.
All righty. Good afternoon, folks. It's me, all the way George, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Right here, I have my partner in crime, the hand of the Emperor, Jared.
So, yo.
Yeah. And we're gonna one thing I'm gonna start off before we start off, I want to wish a very happy birthday. It was a birthday weekend for some women who I follow us, who I'm a fan of. Saturday was the birthday of the two-time Miss Olympia and Rising champion Andrea Shaw. So we have to wish her a very happy birthday. We hope to see her next year. Also, Sunday was a lady who I was a fan of since I can remember Miss Krista Bach, one of the greatest women to come out of Germany, with the greatest amount of muscle, just amazing. Yesterday was her 74th birthday, and I want to wish her a happy birthday and many more. And also today is a lady who I've been a fan of since I can remember, one Miss Heather Foster. Me and Miss Foster are Facebook friends. I sent her a little birthday gift. She's very appreciative. I'm a fan of hers. I would love someday to have her on my show and talk to her. I think she's one of the amazing female bodybuilders, one of the most underrated female bodybuilders over time. One of the few women who beat Iris Kyle, especially those back in the amateurs around about the early 2000s. And that's special to be a woman, to be one of the few women, to beat Iris Kyle in competitive bodybuilding. That's a tough thing to beat. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, she is definitely one of my favorites in terms of size development. I've been recently going through some of because I've been uploading a lot of files from I have all the Giantana classic footage that I've been having to upload on on my page that I keep, and I've been seeing a lot of Heather Foster competing there, and it's she's just absolutely amazing.
Yes, and one thing about her is she's from Jamaica. There's quite a few. I think there's a good number of female bodybuilders like Tana Hugh, who I right now I was talking to Tana a while ago on IG. A couple others ladies who came from the Caribbean, who just amazing women from that area of the world. I mean, if I could, I would love to do if I had the money and the resources, I would love to do a show around the Caribbean, maybe in Jamaica, or there's the Puerto Rico Pro, but or something like Barbados, because it's just amazing when it comes to that family where I think they need to recognize as a generation of women who come from the Caribbean that have competed as professional bodybuilders and amateurs. So anyway, today's topic is about what women can do to maybe find alternatives resources to pretty much maintain their career or to make a living outside of bodybuilding. I think we talked about it before, and we had a special guest last Monday, my dear friend, Mr. Big Keith Williams, aka Scuba Steve. Here's the name that he got from Flex Wheeler. And we talked about how bodybuilding, it's not as profitable, especially for the women, as it is for any other competitors. With bikini and I think fitness and wellness and the other divisions where the women are a little bit more feminine, they can get sponsors because some of them fit the idea of femininity, especially bikinis. Back in the day, bikini was a very popular thing. I remember, I think it really came from back in the day from we used to have you go to Fort Lauderdale on vacation and had the bikini contest for the girls so they can make some money on the side. But it originally started out, women's bodybuilding started like that. It started out, women were, they weren't in great shape. It wasn't as muscle development as compared to women now, but that's how women bodybuilding started. It started almost like bikini, but the sport evolved. The women kick off the high heels, and they want to be seen as more as athletes than just, models or something pretty. And then, it kept evolving. And like you said the other time, it's, human progression that, the women are evolving because, you're not always going to stay, the way you're going to look. It said this weekend just had the NPC Nationals Championship, and just gained a few new pros for the sport of bodybuilding. Not certain how many will be bodybuilders. I think there's a couple. I think I followed that said that they're going to stick to bodybuilding. I think a couple might just go over to physique because it's the division that's more attainable for their shape and their build. And I think I agree with that. So what you think about it?
Yeah. I didn't know that there was an amateur this weekend, but um, I'd have to look up who the new pros are, to say the
Well,
least.
well, all you gotta do is I posted on the I posted on the our Lions Den Female Bodybuilding Community site, but for the information I got, one is by name is Chelsea Dion, and Miss Dion, she's been competing as amateur. She goes by the moniker of Big Red. She was on you used to follow her on Facebook, and she just earned her pro card. She won overall too because she competed as heavyweight. Then another lady by the name of Alexis Castro. I did a video about her. She competes as a bodybuilder. She has, unlike Chelsea, who competed as a physique for a good while. Alexis has been competing as bodybuilding for. I think she did physique for a minute, but she switched to bodybuilding because it fit her look and her physique, and I expect that. A couple of ladies, I forgot the name. One lady who competed at that weekend, a lady who did an interview with, one Miss Leanne George. She's very, very close friends with one Miss Sarah Faust, who I did an interview with. Also, I did interview with both of them on the same day. They're both ladies. She took third place at that show in women's middleweight. Maybe she competed. This is the second show competed this year, but maybe next year she might eventually earn her pro card. So, Leanne, I hope you get a better shot next year to get your pro card. And I hope have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, both of you and Cheryl. But the thing is, that's what we talk about. As we mentioned the other week, how you earn this pro card, then you pay fees, and what is there else for you? Like a lot of ladies who I follow, they have jobs. Some have jobs. Some might have jobs pertaining within fitness, like working as nutritionists, trainers, coaches. They work at gyms, and others who are ladies I follow work regular jobs. Like I know my dear friend Miss Tina Williams. She works at a bar. And I've been talking with Tina. She says it's been busy because that's usually by the time of year people want to get drunk and get happy and sloppy before the New Year start. And after New Year's, then it's going to slow down because generally people be broke because they have to make up the money for their spend for Christmas. And to hold a job is kind of difficult. Because you got to put in time. So you want to, hey, I want to do competition. That's why so many ladies often work independently. They are self-employed because it's getting more to be more flexible. But the thing is, as you know, one thing is with female bodybuilding, especially for any of the divisions, it's not as profitable as it should be. It's like my man Big Keith said that it's more of a hobby sport, and you put more money in a hobby than you can get out of it. And the thing is, what can be changed we can done? Like one thing I was talking with one lady said that they do a lot of the photos and video sessions for some of these sites, and she said that the prices haven't changed in the last 3 or 4 years. And I said to her, well, if you could, copyright yourself. Like you remember a few years ago, Jenny Jameson, one of the biggest porn stars, she made herself into a franchise. And, she made money off of that. But the thing is, when bodybuilding is not as popular as, as porn, but, there gotta be a way so these women can really make a living outside of just, doing these video sessions, photo sessions. I understand some women do, one-on-one person sessions. Some do other stuff, but it got to be a better way for them to make a living, between competitions and even with a regular job, So what's your mind on it?
Um, yeah, I know some of them are also personal trainers, and um, some of them just hold jobs. But honestly, in retrospect, like they shouldn't really need any other jobs other than just what they're doing. Like in perfect world, of course, um, they would just be a bodybuilder and have their needs met and everything else and um, all that. But we don't live in a perfect world, of course. We live in our current world we live in, where that is not the case at all. And Yeah, that's a big problem. I think a lot of this has to do with society in general. Um, um, I think um, a lot of these problems will be solved via through us coming together to collectively through via should be through the government, but the government
Yeah.
um, is unfortunately bought off. So basically, that means what do you do then at that point? You got to come through and basically just do it ourselves, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Mutual aid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one thing. I think if it's possible, if uh, if there was like some kind of program, like sports assistance for athletes, especially if you're um, independent, you know, and you all you gotta do is like you when you like we went to school, you go to school, like you go to college, you apply for a grant that it helps you pay for some of your books and stuff like that. Then you have to get a loan, but a grant, something like that, where athletes they can pay for the necessary needs, like while they're training, like especially I think you do it with I don't know if they do it with Olympic competitors because they represent the country. They go out and they go compete in the Olympics or some certain games. And I know you have like the U.S. Olympic committee where they like remember a while back we had the Sakara Richardson where she was suspended because she was taking weed, which I was like this. She should have got drunk. If you got drunk, they wouldn't take anything from you. Would have competed. You would have compete. But that should be also alternative for if you can apply for it for that assistance. And but the thing is, the government, as you said again, they don't do what the people want them to do. They do what whoever has the most biggest wallet do for them. Oh, we got here one of my followers and a dear friend I call KL Chuck Ain't No Angel. Hey guys, what's up? What up? What up? What up to you, KL? And I appreciate you coming through. Hit that like, share, comment, subscribe to anybody who's listening. But the thing is, if anything that could be done to save the sport, the IFBB is a big company and they can apply for, like a grant or something like that to assist like athletes like who are going through financial struggles, and that's what they could do. But it's up to certain individuals if they want to fight for that. It's just if you want something bad enough, you should put the time into it to work for it. It's not going to come to you easy, and no one's going to give it to you. But if you work for it and fight for it, you should be able to get it. But like you said, we don't live in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been looking into a lot of like on the ground local mutual aid groups and stuff like that recently. And interesting fact: do you know where the origin of school breakfast program came from?
Yeah, I think originally, from what I remember, it came originally. Black Panther started their own,
Yes.
and yeah, they started it, and then really much the government took from that. That's why they got rid of Black Panthers. Maybe
Yeah.
this is because the fact was they created the idea that worked. I'm gonna keep reminding people, Black people kept this country going for years, and we tributed to this country. And the fact is, people don't want to think about it. But that's another thing. Another time I might talk about that. We got here full of mischief. Would love to love a video of Sandy Riddell went back to old videos, and she had one of the best uh, female bodybuilding physiques of all time in '91. She did. I think she was. I think she came close to beating Corey Iverson. I think in '87 or '88. I'm trying to think. I think she took second place, second or third in one of those Miss Olympias, and she had amazing physique. She just, one of those women. Just, I mean, wow. I think I'm trying to think of somebody whose physique's similar to hers today. I can't think of it. There's some ladies who I mentioned who they just kind of remind me of throwbacks. People like Andrea Shaw. She reminds me of Andrew Harris White, just facially. I mentioned this. I keep mentioning this. Sheena Oleg reminds me of Juanita Bleno. Um, I would say, trying to think somebody else. I said this. I said a thing to Jada one time. Jada Beverly said she reminded me of the Julia Bergman from back in the day. That was a classic physique. People like I did it. Like I said, did a birthday. When I talk about Krista Bach, Annie Revicchio and Krista, they looked about alike. The similarities. I mean, because Annie was a good part of the late '90s, 2000s, and Krista was a good part of the early '90s to the mid '90s, and I think she was. That's why I think she was just amazing. Her and you know Annie just had those classic physiques. No breast implants, no tattoos, just beautiful look. Pure muscle. I think if they're competing today, I think they would do good in women's physique, maybe in bodybuilding also, but I think they do a lot better in women's physique.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely would, and that's just more of the progression of the sport that I find. Um, what a door? You heard
Yeah.
anything like doorbell door?
Well, if you go ahead and check your door, I'll go and keep talking for a little bit. But
No. I think I heard it on your end, but
yeah, nah. No, I
okay.
don't have a doorbell. You have to knock. But the thing is that if there's a way, as you mentioned, it was like local areas where your local government, depending on what you're stating in, it should be a program for assistance for athletes. I think do it with some college, state colleges might do it. Also, some local athletes. You have like minor league baseball and minor league basketball, or you have Pop Warner. I think some of those they got sponsorships, but I think they apply for some kind of sport grant or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I definitely look into mutual aid, um, locally speaking. I've been looking a lot into like um, a lot of these uh, anarchist mutual aid groups that are around the country, and I'm not an anarchist per se, but they are doing a lot of good work locally on the ground. Um, um, that generally is not being talked about too much. Um, I think um, um, I like the Patreon system. That's a really good system that I find, and it's not talked about too much. What do you think? I think that's one of the reasons why they're trying to shut it down or buy it out.
Yeah. I think Patreon is like when you make your own content, and I think what it is with that one, I think because you don't have to pay. Like, okay, I'm on here now. If I got monetized by YouTube, and I'm getting money through like people sending me super chats or donations through YouTube, I have to pay taxes on that. Like, that's just anything, you got to pay taxes. But I think with Patreon, that system I don't think is not as tax compared to that's you making your content. And I think that's where some of the like with OnlyFans how some of the women they do that because it's a way to make profit in between competitions and doing the season, off season, on season. Certain ladies who are very popular on that platform. I follow like Hella Trevino, Alicia Young, Virginia Sanchez. Some of them might do a little bit more R-rated, a little bit more triple X, but there's some that just do stuff that put out there that's not too graphic, just like maybe working out stuff, everyday stuff, pics and stuff like that. But Patreon's like that, like also you have to think GoFundMe. Some of these ladies
Yeah.
I follow, they do GoFundMe. So, and that is, if you can get the donations from people, that helps you out. But it's hard to get donations nowadays because things are tight. People have difficult times of, I just heard now that, there was an early plan there where people won't have to pay their student loans till 2023. Now they changed that. But this is what this is what I learned. I was watching a thing about Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That kind of happened at the same time. That right, he became president, because he came president when the after the stock market crash of the Great Depression, and he made systems to help out. But then there was inflation right at that time too. He had to try to do things, to try to keep the country back in line. It was tough, but he had to do it. And I think that's what's going on right now. You have to, when these things get back in line and get straightened out, it'd be better. Sometimes you gotta, before things get better, you have to go through some worse. Oh, here we got KL, ain't no angel. Yo, is it me or Andrea Shaw looks like a little bit like Rudy Huxtable older? I mean, she's not pulling him. I mean, I might need to put a picture of them together, see that looks. Also, from Full of Mischief, all things equal, what should be the decider in FBB muscle mass or definition, the age old question. That's it. I was talking with Tana Hughes. She was telling me she saw the show of the national championship. And she said some of the competitors look is, I hope she don't mind me saying this, not as conditioned. And that's the thing is, I've been seeing some shows where some women who look better conditioned than others don't place as high as other women, but then it's just they're always looking like these judges like saying how certain things don't, they might judge by one thing. Remember while Keith's talking about how the judges go, how the judging program work, and that should change also. They changed the judging program in which the head judge shouldn't get too much control. If it's come down where we said this, if this come down as if the four other judges there's a tie, he should be a tiebreaker. Other than that, he shouldn't do anything else. But
the whole system needs to be revamped.
Yes, the system is broken. It needs to be fixed.
Yes.
But like I said again, these ladies can use some kind of a working plan could put, I think if somebody had the time and the skill set to put down, it's like do like a kind of a workshop, and they do workshops really for posing and everything else. There should be a financial workshop, for just not just women bodybuilders, but all bodybuilders, all competitors, the bikini, the men, everybody should do. You should have a put together workshop saying where what things to help to assist them in financial issues while they're competing. Sometimes some competitors will do a GoFundMe because their car broke down. Then they're behind on their rent. I remember a while back, a dear friend, Miss Tisha Thomas, who's retired from bodybuilding, she had to do a GoFundMe because she was apartment she was staying in was just some mess with the lease and all that. And I did a video helping her out, and she appreciated that because what it did was get attention. But that's the thing that needs to be done is to sit down with some of these competitors, figure a way to make some financial adjustments. So even though they are putting more money into the sport, it could be not as where they can find a way to not be so, going in more in the red. And, they're going to be in the red, but maybe try to get a little bit out of the red.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, again, with Full of Mischief, With Alina passing away due to weight cutting issues this year, they say they will change the criteria for FBB at the Miss Olympia. Let's focus on conditioning, but will it happen? I don't know. And that's a big question. You got to think about it. For a long time, there's been a certain standard in the sport of bodybuilding. Like I said, we did a conversation with, you know, Big Keith, how he felt like there's some things that need to be changed. But the thing is, it's up to organizations like IFBB and NPC. They're the ones who set the standard. And you know, if you don't set the rules and criteria, it changes. Like, hey, we got a way we want to do this. If it's going to work, let's do it. If not, we just go. We just hey, just go as we are. But the problem is, they just don't know where they want to be, where they want to go.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they do this sometimes where they just start. I don't know if it's experimenting or they just they'll just start throwing some things around that's very vague. What you just said sounds very vague. Like, what do they mean by less conditioned?
Well, Way saying like I think they want to get away from, I think how because of the what happened with Alina Havani this summer, they want to get away from the condition like that. But the thing is, that's up to the competitor.
Yeah,
And if anything, if the IFBB have something that they want to do, they need to put it out there because they're the ones who IFBB and NPC are the ones who control the sport. And if the sport wants to go to this certain way, they need the ones to present the plan. You just
yeah,
can't just say, "Hey, you want to be, more conditioned." You have to, because what is people going to do? These athletes going to do is they're going to do.
yeah,
It's like they're going to do whatever works for them. If you don't have no guidelines set and put to paper, people are not going to follow. They're just going to do as they always going to do.
yeah.
Oh,
And
what?
and the judging system is also very decentralized too.
Yeah. This is a dear lady who supports me. I support her. We used to be good friends over at the liquor spot. I miss her at the liquor spot. Hope she ever comes back. Miss Fishiana Fights. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and good afternoon, dear lady. I hope you are enjoying your week, and I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Yeah. So that's the thing if the thing about conditioning and a lot of this, then it's up to the NBC and IBB to set the standards. They're the bosses. It just you got to figure out what you want to do, you know,
Yeah,
and see what's works. You just you got to think. Like I said, you know, you, what's the best way to say it? If they feel like there is too much issues with conditioning for athletes dying, they're the ones who need to be out in front street. You can't
yeah,
expect other people to do all your work for you, do all the heavy lifting, and then you come around and take credit for it.
yeah. It's I don't really get it honestly. Um, myself, it seems a lot like they're just trying to cover themselves, honestly, from this. Maybe that's my cynical take of the whole thing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Um, Once again, for mischief, you're right, George. If they keep rewarding the most conditioned girls, then it doesn't really prevent this from continuing to happen. Yes. And then it's funny how conditioning, but then I've seen shows with women who are not as conditioned still, win. And I'm like, is this supposed to be about better quality? You know, I know one thing with women's bodybuilding, it's on its own. it's in its own section, even though it's still governed under the IFBB. It's on its own per se. It's not attached to like women's strength there over women's bodybuilding, while IFBB is over all the other divisions, and but thing is, what can be done also, profit wise, is coming in great condition, would that help some of these ladies see better sponsors if they come in a certain condition, which is more, I would say, layman friendly, like the regular on Joe Blow or the non-traditional bodybuilding fan. If they come in a certain condition, will you think sponsors would take the opportunity to say, you know what, even though she's muscular, or they're muscular, they still retain a certain look to them that I think I might want to use for my product.
I'm skeptical, only because of the fact that still having muscle on women, that's still a big turnoff for some people, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's a big turnoff, but it's hard. You can't change the mentality of society. You got to try to live it and try to do this. But once again, as I was going back to the subject we said earlier, how they should work in a program or have open house or something like that where they talk to competitors about what things do make you fun. I think it should be someone like who come out to these competitors and say, hey, I know it takes money for y'all to to compete, but there gotta be a way so in which you don't be dig yourself into a deeper hole every year at a time, where you don't have to get a loan, we don't have to um, try to get help from assistance from like crowdfunders like GoFundMe and the other ones, where you can try to find a way to make the sport profitable for yourself as much as for the IPB. And that thing is, like I said again, there should be a program which helps athletes. And it shouldn't matter what sport you're doing. It shouldn't matter if you're doing more of the mainstream sports. If you are a qualified athlete, this should be something to help you and to maintain your lifestyle, help with your bills, help with any kind of assistance you need. It's something that could be really conducive for the future of bodybuilding.
Yeah. And speaking of which, I guess before we go and all that stuff, we should mention the Vancouver Pro is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 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 Women's bodybuilding will be held there, so that should be interesting enough. I still don't know who the competitors will be because they have not posted the list, even though it's going to be literally the 21st and 22nd. So that's literally what, tomorrow. So we'll see. Also, I think we should also update the OQS 2022 standing point system, namely the Olympia qualification system. So we can go over it now if you want, because we didn't go over it last time when it updated.
Okay.
So,
Right before that, I got one thing for Mischief. Can each of you share one of your favorite female packages from history? I think Cindy Riddell is 91 and Laura Craval is 94. I don't know. I just you want like Mischief. You want me to tell you who's my favorites, or you know, or just or well, before we do that, let's just go ahead and do this for real quick for Mischief Sarah, who are our favorite. I'm say I'll do top 10 and you'll do top 10. We can talk about the rest after this. First, I would say out the gate, I'm have to say Laura Craval, Vicky Gates, Krista Bach, Nancy Lewis, Heather Foster. Uh, who else? I'm gonna say Alina Popa, Jada Beverly. I like, you want to say classic? Like, I'm just gonna name some names. And uh, my alma beer. Um, let's see. Just two more. Two more be done. I'm gonna say Lisa Lewis and I'm gonna say one more. There's so many ones. I don't want to leave out too many, but I'm gonna say Denise Rashowski. I'll leave it at that.
So this is what our top 10 favorite female bodybuilders that we can think off the top of our heads.
Yeah. Do it for mischief. See how you feel.
Yeah. Give me a second. This isn't my official list. This is just the ones that I can think off the top of my head. Irish Kyle, Kim Chavesky, Andrea Shaw, Vicky Gates, Lisa Lewis, Heather Foster, Dina Westerfield.
Ooh, should I say that?
Heather Armbrust, Alina Popa, and Sheila Black.
Okay.
Those are like the top 10 that are really good that I find.
Yeah, that's a good list. I like that list. That's a good list. And okay, we share with you full shift. Okay, so Jared, what we about to say? We were going to talk about the official qualifications for Miss Olympia. The list. Where's the list now to date?
Okie dokie. So this is the 2022 OQS standing. Okay, so these are the ones that are qualified right now. We got Andrea Shaw, Hella Trevino, Margie Martin, Nadia
Capocero,
Mila Ash. So those are who are qualified right now.
And you have the numbers who are by numbers who leading the numbers right now.
All right, so this is like the tier list. Again, this can change at any time depending on who wins what or who gets the most amount of points or any of that. So Mona Pershella, she's at 12. Irene Anderson is at 11. Lisa Kudry is at 8. Michelle Jin is at 7. Bronca Najek.
Just say Bronca.
Oh, okay. 6. Tana
Hugh. Yeah, she just told me. Yeah, Tana just told me. Yeah, she said she got number 6. She got 6 points because we were talking this afternoon. Yeah.
And then we got 2 Anastasias. One Anastasia Lenova at 5, and Anastasia Korabelva at 4. Yashina Speck at 4. Tina Flex at 3. Flexa Spartasu.
I think Felicia. I think she's from Spain. Yeah. She competed at the Big Man show. She took second at that show because that was a show that Nadia, or her second show she won. Her third show she won outside of the Olympia this year. So yeah, and I remember she's from Spain. She's an older lady. She wears glasses, and that's what she needs to do. She needs to take her glass off when she's competing. I think that's I understand something. You might need glasses, but wear contacts or something on stage. I remember Lena Popa used to wear glasses when she competed. But I think any competitor, if you have to wear glasses, you shouldn't wear them on stage. That kind of people want to see a certain look to you, and glasses do kind of distract. But yeah, that's a list. It's a
Oh wait, I didn't finish yet.
okay.
So she was 3. Ivana
Ivana
Dorkova,
Doronova. She's from I think
Czech Republic,
yeah, Czech Republic.
3. And then we got Sona Pasni, Spain, at 1.
All right.
So that's the whole list there. And Mona Pascella and Irene Anderson and Lisa Kudry, those are the top 3 so far. Could change, could not. We'll see at this Vancouver Pro. That's definitely going to be what we're talking about next week.
I might have to take some on the side. We can, like I said, I have planned something for that Monday. So,
do you want to talk about it in 2 weeks then? Like not this Monday, but the next Monday.
That'd be good because give you some time. You can talk about it in a couple of weeks so I can get things together. I got something planned because I got something planned coming up for that. If you like I said, it's way set up. Maybe it's an upcoming interview. I'm hoping if it works out, it's going to be that Monday because I was trying to set up I was trying to set up this person and I'm hoping we'll get it set up by then, and then we can talk about because like I said, we're getting a little low on subjects because like I said, bodybuilder season is gonna get we won't have no real bodybuilder season until next. Yeah, we're gonna have a good science. We'll talk about other stuff, what's going on, but for a while it's gonna be a long hiatus, no competition to talk about. We're gonna probably have subjects. I'll try to set some interviews almost to talk so we can keep the show going because I know it's unlike other sports like MMA and other sports where they go out year round. Bodybuilding like I think they might have some shows, but it's going to be mostly the other divisions, mostly physique. I might even talk about it. I mean, we need to talk more about physique because there's some women in that division that are pretty impressive and they have a look to them. I was talking with some people say how some women are now going to, we might even talk about how we did this before, but, maybe we do maybe a 2002 review of who's going to step up, who's going to step back, who's going to retire, But we do the thing about the Vancouver show. I'm going to, you have the list yet or you still have to wait for the list?
The list is still ongoing. But yeah, a yearly review and we can go over who's pro, who's not pro, because there's been a lot of competitions as well with pro cards getting released, and we just haven't really covered that too in depth to say the least. But
yeah, I just had the NPC National Championship this weekend. There's some women just earned their pro cards. You got 4 new pros for women's bodybuilding. Because if like I said, what I learned from that show, even though you don't win the overall, if you win in your weight class, you get your pro card.
Yeah. And we can also go over other things, like for example, I have all this footage of the Jantana classics that I have I just uploaded. I finally have it all uploaded in the system, and we can go over it. And I can probably I can share it with you too. I don't feel comfortable uploading it because of copyright and other things. And,
yeah. So with that, you have to do it a certain way because especially you can do it a certain way, but you have to be close with editing because and also if have no sound like that. And Jantana's, I think the Jantana's been out of the game for so long. I think the company doesn't even exist anymore. They ran the Jantana, maybe but I don't know. It's always the thing with YouTube. You got to be careful. You can't even play certain songs because if it's like an old song where there's no real copyright to it, it's good. But anything else, if it's copyrighted, it's just a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah.
But anyway, this was a great conversation. We got to talk about a little something here, a little something there. I'd like to appreciate the people that come through and who liked this live stream. My sister Miss Fishiana Fights, KL, Full of Mischief, any other people that took the time to listen to our conversation. Like I said, share, comment, subscribe. Just we also one thing I mentioned is it's the holiday season, and enjoy that time with some people you love, and also if you have the time, help out somebody. People are going through a hard time, and it doesn't hurt to help out some people every now and then. Just be maybe somebody you just want to, you've got a neighbor that's going through something, and you just invite them over to Christmas dinner. Maybe or you have somebody who's just it's tough for them this time of year. Just be a shoulder for them, or
Yep.
like I said, this is a time people we forget about Christmas. Not about the buying gifts. It's about being kind to other people. I mean, because it's
Friends
just
and family.
And just let people know that you care. Because we have remember the aspect of it. Our Lord and Savior was born on this day, on that day. Well, it's up there with where he actually was born there, but that's how it is. But be good to people, be kind. Even even the New Year, do the same. Remember, it never hurts to be a friend to somebody who needs it, and just to be kind. It never hurts. Sometimes you got to be careful with some people, but don't let those people change who you are as a person.
So basically, I want to end on because my dog is barking right now. I want to go see what he's doing. But I want to end with I got a recent book in the mail called "The Women: Photographs of Top Female Bodybuilders" by Bill Dobbins.
Oh, that's great. That's a classic.
Yeah, I got some other books as well that I got as well. And do you want to know one of the biggest ironies in this whole book that I see here, just at the beginning? Do you know
What?
who wrote Do you know who wrote the foreword for the book?
Who?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh God. And after what he done to both women's bodybuilding and women's physique, how he has walked quietly behind them and stabbed them in the heart. But we don't know what kind of person he is. Hey, I'm a fan of Arnold. I love his movies, but as a person, he can be a jackass. Yeah, truthfully.
And okay, so I hope everybody has a good holiday season, and I will see you all in 2 weeks. I hope the interview goes great.
All right, appreciate it. I'll see you later too. I hope you enjoyed you and yours, and have a Merry Christmas. So anyway, that's my man Jared. Appreciate his time. He's the hand of the emperor. And like I said, I'd like to thank again to my sister Miss Gianna, KL, Angel, and Full Mischief. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your liking. Like I said again, be kind, be good to your neighbor. Don't let those people who have issues of just the people who want to bring you down. Don't let them bring you down. Keep your spirits up. But anyway, I like to appreciate all out there. Hope everybody enjoyed their upcoming Christmas and their New Year. And like I said, we'll talk again. You should be all the way to George Page, aka the Emperor of Feel About Me Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Merry Christmas and a very, very happy New Year.